What's going on, guys? Super Deathbot here, finally back after 1,000,000 years. I know you guys missed me. I missed you too. I got a bunch of stuff planned, and right now we're just gonna do an unboxing video so everyone can check out and see if they want this wave. Because I went to Toys R Us and was like, "Yo, fuckers, you got this wave?" And they're like, "Nah," and I was like, "Yeah, you do. I already looked it up online." So then they had to go back and get it from me and give it to me. So, first impressions, I don't know because I haven't opened them yet. As far as how excited as I am, I thought I would be more excited for a Deadpool wave, but the lineup of characters and maybe some of the quality on a quick look is, doesn't look amazing. So we'll find out. Maybe in hand they will be amazing. Some of these characters I've been waiting a long time for, so I am excited about like Domino, X-23, Deathlock, all that stuff. I think I'd be a little more excited for X-Force Deadpool if I didn't already have him. So why don't we start off with the man himself? So here's Deadpool. He looks kind of plain. No real insert. Doesn't really come with any accessories except for these butter knives. But let's crack this bad boy open and find out. All the stuff I say about Marvel Legends and things like that, it's all also, I love them. That's why I buy them. They're $20. They give us awesome figures. They give us army builders. They give us custom fodder. So, like, all the stuff I say is also with love, but I'm also going to say what I want because they've been around for a long time, and they should be able to get some of this stuff right. So, here is Mr. Pool. The head sculpt's pretty nice. It's supposed to be like off the Lee Field one, which is, not a big fan of his art, but I'll take it. I do like that he's got the butterfly joints, which is really cool because he'll be able to get in some pretty awesome poses. I don't like that the belt is red. I hate when they do like that one plastic color. At least make it brown or something, matte the gray to match the ones in the legs. I'm not going to go over too much articulation and stuff like that in these ones because I'm going to probably review each one of these, and they're Marvel Legends. We kind of know the articulation. These butter knives he comes with, they're really, really small, and, some people might say, well, that's kind of comic accurate, or, don't hate on that. It's like, well, you know what, they give us pistols that look horrible too, take some liberties and make the sword a little bit longer. However, it could be kind of cool to use as like a set with a longer katana and this being the shorter one. So no big deal. It sucks that there's no slits in the sheath to let the sword go through to put bigger ones in, but I probably will cut those out and customize it because the only thing that will fit in is the Deadpool butter knives. Overall, paint's not bad. There's not much of it. Detail's pretty good. Sculpt's pretty good. And he's a solid figure. I actually played around with one earlier, and I like him a lot more than I thought I would. The articulation is good. And it's pretty nice. It's overall like nostalgic Deadpool from, New Mutants and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. And then next up, who will we do next? Let's do a random one next. Let's do Paladin, just because I don't know anything about this character. And I'm assuming people are going to want to army build him. And I don't know why they keep using these whack-ass pistols, but let's go for it. I guess, too, with this wave, this Build-A-Figure, I'm not super stoked for. I'm taking this out. Let me at least turn some of these packages so you can like look at something cooler than the nothing on my table. But if you want something cool, there's Iron Man in a trash can because his suit's all banged up. So at least there's that. So here's Paladin. The texture on his vest is kind of cool. Like I said, I'm assuming, and most people I've talked to are probably going to army build him for beat 'em up. He's pretty glossy under some hard light. They used a lot of gloss on him. Not so much on the stripe on his head, but his body is pretty glossy. Um, Definitely some new sculpt work here. Nothing too crazy. Um, you know, the paint work is pretty clean on his glasses and stuff, so that's nice. Standard articulation. He's not a terrible looking figure. Like I said, I don't really know much about him, but I can't imagine I'll be using this figure too much unless I army build him, or maybe he'll grow on me. Who knows? I like some good random ass characters too, though. I don't always need it to be like someone who is an all-star. I kind of like it, and it also gives me customizable characters. If you collect Marvel Legends, which I'm assuming you do because you're watching this video, then you have seen his accessories 653 times, to be exact. You can quote me on that. Call Hasbro. You get a golden knife, because that's a thing. And then you get these two golden pistols with all that sweet, sweet paint app that we love. You know, they really went all out on this one. Really super excited about it. Like I said, I know nothing about Paladin. I know he comes with this Sasquatch foot. Like, I don't know if that's accurate to his story in the comics, but I hope it is. I hope he carries around just one amputated Sasquatch leg throughout his comics. I don't really know what comics he's from. You would assume Deadpool, but that doesn't mean anything when it comes to toys. Let's go with Cable, because this figure I want to be excited about, but I'm not sure. He kind of looks real squishy, like he has no neck, but he's also it's kind of like a nice throwback to some of the older 90s stuff, so let's see. Yeah, he looks pretty cool. I like the guns. I like that some of these guns are different. Definitely always can use some paint apps, but I'll leave Mr. Cable right. Well, let me get him in something cooler than that. I'm a big fan of Cable, and you know, the Cable and Deadpool comics, so he definitely makes sense to be in this wave. Like I said, Paladin may as well. I just don't know anything about him, so I can't really say that. Let me get some of this stuff out. Coincidentally, I don't know if he had to go back in time or the future to get this from Paladin, but he also comes with an amputated Sasquatch leg, so I sense a theme here. He comes with this big-ass gun. This is a BFG. Like, I can picture this shit in Doom. Like, this is a big-ass gun. So, that's pretty cool. He also comes with this more, like, shotgun-type gun. I guess it's kind of could be a shotgun or a rifle, or I guess really whatever the fuck you want it to be, because it's gray. And then he comes with, like, this cool double barrel. So that's kind of like a shotgun too, so that's pretty neat. At least he came with some different kind of guns. Like, I don't even mind them making up guns. I have a feeling maybe they do it for, like, and I don't know the answer to this, maybe they do it because they don't want kids to see that many real guns or things like that and be familiar with them. I mean, a gun's a gun, so maybe that's not the reason, but kind of seems like that's why they don't give us actual guns and they give us, like, pretend guns. Because after all, these toys are meant for everyone, especially the younger folks too. So I like the detail and the addition to, like, the transmitter on the side of his head and stuff. The effect on his eye is pretty cool. It's translucent. You can see in the light there. So that's kind of nice. I like the expression. Overall, it's pretty cool. I feel like he's huge and bulky, but I may do some swaps between him and the other Cable we got recently. Well, kind of recently, within the last year. So I may try to figure out something to make a little less bulky. It looks like the gun, at least one gun, will peg into the back right there, so that's cool. Overall, he's got that, to me, like that 90s feel of what a Cable would be. The paint apps seem to be pretty nice. There's nothing really messy on him. Let me see if I can get some of these lights to be a little less harsh. But yeah, he's a pretty cool figure. All these are gonna, like, remain to be seen if I really like them in their reviews. But he has some weathering on his pouches, which is pretty cool because they don't always do that. And the reviews all have much better lighting. They actually painted the bullets, and he's got the red lines on his chest and stuff like that. So, you know what? That's a step in the right direction. So his arm's sculpted pretty well, and the paint's good on that. So I'll take that. That's some little victories. We'll go X-Force Deadpool next, and there's the beautiful Laura X-23. So I love her. I'm excited for her. I hope she's awesome. I'll probably open her and Domino last because they're the two most that I'm excited for. I was never like the biggest fan of Domino until I read Sex and Violence, the Wolverine comic. If you're not familiar with it, it's pretty awesome. I suggest reading it. So here is Mr. Wade Wilson in all of his sexy gray glory. And like I said, there's a theme. He also comes with an amputated part of a Sasquatch. So I wonder what's going to happen with that. He does exist. So he's pretty much the HasCon exclusive Deadpool, which I know a lot of people couldn't get. So it's cool that they did this so that you can kind of get him. He does not come with a lot of the extra stuff the HasCon exclusive came with, but that is exactly why it's called an exclusive. And if you want that stuff, you'll have to get that Deadpool, or you can get some of the other Deadpool figures that come with most of that stuff, and then you will be good. He's pretty awesome. Like I said, I'm a little jaded because I've had this figure for like a year, and I also have the Mezco 1/12 one now, and that's really awesome. But you know what? Sometimes I love just posing Marvel Legends and doing stuff with these guys and bringing them out that I wouldn't necessarily do with some of the figures that are like $100. His paint's pretty clean. He's got a few little nicks. He's got one on his chest right there, you can see. But overall, not too bad. Can't complain. There's no real like weathering or great paint apps on him, but on some of his buckles and pouches and stuff like that, there actually is some weathering. I'm gonna try and move some of these lights again so that they're not so like harsh on the old eyeballs here on the old camera. Well, there goes one. So let's see. Alright, see if we can get a little better with that. Alright, yeah, you can definitely see some more details better. So he's got the nice paint on his eyes. The red paint shows up well, as you can see. His sculpt is pretty cool, just like the other one. I like it. I really dig this body for Deadpool. I think they did a really good job. Oh, he actually has a shit paint right there on his back. I don't really mind. Like, don't get me wrong, I'd prefer the figures to come out pristine. I also know what I'm getting. It's a $20 figure. They are trying to get as many out as they can, and sometimes there are paint chips. I'm a customizer, so I can fix them easily. I don't worry about it too much, but I get why people get really mad about it, especially if you're not. And you did pay for a product, so it should be in good condition, but I've been collecting Legends like my whole life, so I get it. You get this gun, again, just like the that knife, you get it like 683 million times on this one. Also an accurate number. You get the blue pistol with the orange cap, so that way no one thinks this is a real gun, and you're not trying to do anyone bodily harm with this at all, because that could be really confusing. Please don't bring this into public, because you might scare some people. He comes with his katanas, and they're pretty basic. They come with every other Deadpool figure except for the butter knife ones in this wave. But overall, cool figure. I will review him probably next to his exclusive counterpart. Up next, we will do Mr. Deathlock. Anytime I hear the word death in anything, all I can think of is Metalocalypse. If anyone ever used to watch that show, that's all I can think of. Deathlock, Deathlock. Yep. That's who I am as a person. So, amputated Sasquatch part number 4 in all of its sexy, sexy glory. He comes with this kind of cool pistol. See, like, I don't mind guns like this, because even though they're, like, weird-ass guns, sometimes that happens in comic books, and it's actually kind of cool. Like, I might bust this out for Star-Lord, I might bust this out for a few people. Who knows? The possibilities are endless, because I'm a child, and I have all the toys, and I can use these guns for all of them. He also comes with a big-ass gun. Now, you know, it's to be expected. It's characters in the Deadpool wave. It's a little more mature. So, it's cool that he comes with a giant-ass gun too, BFG if you will. There is a chain of bullets to go in those little sockets there, so I'll bust those out in a minute. But not a bad gun. Sorry for all the noise, but you guys know the drill. Here is the ammo chain. So, you know, nothing fancy. Casted in a flexible plastic. It's gold. There's no paint apps. And here's Mr. Deathlock. And I actually think he's a pretty cool figure. I've been looking for a new one for a while because that Toy Biz one is like, it's real bad. I loved it when I was a kid, but it's real bad. His sculpt is pretty good, I gotta say. Pretty comic accurate. I like it. The paint apps on it are pretty nice. Their heads and stuff are getting better. The body type is good for him. He kind of reminds me of Colossus a little bit like this. I kind of wish they did the X-Force one, but I might customize him because I don't really plan on selling him or anything like that, so I might do a custom X-Force Deathlock. He's got his backpack, which has some pretty cool detail. It has some weathering and some scraping, not a lot, but it does. And overall, the sculpt on him is pretty good, I gotta say. I actually like that. He's a really cool figure. I think once I start messing around with him, I'm gonna enjoy him. He might be one of my surprising figures that helps me really enjoy this wave. We'll do Domino next, because my most excited figure in this wave is Miss X23. I always cut one side of these boxes with a razor knife to get the tape off. And literally every single time I try to open the box, every single time, it's the wrong side. Like, I swear to God, I cut both of them on most of these, and it's still the wrong side, but to me, that's like a lot like a USB. You guys know what I'm talking about. You try to put that motherfucker in one way, it's not right. You try to put it in the other way, it's not right. First time on the third try on the other side, it's right again. I think someone's just fucking with us, to be honest. Alright. Domino's guns. Little snub pistol right here. Little piranha gun. Looks like one little tiny little piranha. I would have preferred that she came with 2 of these, even though they're, you know, weird. Not really a real gun. Wish it was a pistol. Dropped it. But she didn't. She came with, like, this weird-ass gun, which, I don't know. I think maybe Hasbro did a Nerf series of guns for this wave sometimes and some of their other figures, so this might be one of those new Nerf Ravel guns, Deadpool edition. Sweet, realistic purple paint job, though. I mean, you really, really can't get much more accurate than casted, glossy purple. So, those are pretty terrible. Here is the amputated arm of Sasquatch part number 5. Once again, beautiful. Whoop. So, here is the lovely Domino with a fucking fucked up arm. She's pretty awesome. I like the sculpt. I like when they keep it nice and simple and do, like, you know, kind of accurate proportions, and her face is not like super skinny or like cut and with all these fine lines. Like, she actually kind of just like looks like a human, so I do prefer that. Thank you, Hasbro. She's got some cool articulation. She's really She can go from side to side there. She feels like dancing. She does not have a waist swivel, though, but she does get plenty of articulation in the upper torso. So that's cool. All of her articulation is... Stupid camera. All of her articulation is... It's not really loose. It just moves well, but then stays where it's supposed to stay. So I'm hoping that is the case. I like that they painted the buckle silver and some of the little clips. She's got cool shin and knee guards, straps in the back. That's her social security number. Please don't steal her identity. And overall, pretty cool. I think it'll be challenging to photograph her sometimes because of the white. Sorry for the quality of this video, but it's just supposed to be an unboxing video for a quick view if you guys are interested. Not many paint apps in the hair or anything like that, but honestly, a figure that we have needed for a while. It's been a long time coming, and we've had 74 Captain Americas and Iron Mans, and not enough of awesome characters like this. So, that's pretty cool. Alright, finally, we have my girl. Well, look, just proof. I just went to go take it. Not cut. Cut. Such a fool. Alright. So, it's really the moment you've all been waiting for, let's be real. Everybody only bought this wave for Sasquatch's chest. I know. I know your secrets. Alright. Miss X23. So, right out of the box, I noticed that her sculpt is really awesome, and her paint is kind of shit. But not in like they didn't do any clean lines, but she got some mark on her shoulder. She's got a mark on her arm, and on the side of her body there, obviously no paint. So that's kind of a little disappointing. I'll touch it all up, no big deal, but kind of sucks. I'm really digging her sculpt. I think that's pretty awesome. I think they did a good job. Kind of looks like the Silk figure, but I like the expression. I like the mask. The paint on it's really nice. I like the hair that they did. Put my hand there to block that light, so maybe I'll just turn that one away. But I think they did a really nice job on her, and even though she's got some paint flaws, she probably will end up being my favorite figure in the wave. Like I said, I'll go over some of these more in review, or all of them. They did paint her buckles, which is cool. Also, don't steal her social security number. The claws are not horribly bent. They're just spaced much differently. She's got standard female articulation, so none. But no, she's got decent articulation. You can get her in some pretty cool poses and stuff like that. And I'll do pictures with all these. So she's pretty simple. She doesn't come with any other hands or another head sculpt or anything like that. So what you see right here is what you get, but what you get is pretty awesome. So without further ado, why don't we try and put Mr. Jack Links himself together. I don't know a whole lot about Mr. Sasquatch. I'll let you guys see this sweet Iron Man custom in a dumpster for now. I know he's in like Alpha Flight, stuff like that. I don't know if that's still a thing or happening. So, not really up on the Alpha Flight. Seems like it was like a not very popular, but I could be wrong. So sorry for all you Alpha Flight fans. I mean, no disrespect. I just don't know much about it, so I don't like to speak on it. Clicking this guy together. He's pretty cool. It's one of the Build-A-Figures that actually clicks together fairly easily. So hopefully he stays. And here is Sasquatch. And he's pretty big. And now he's like, Iron Man, get the fuck out of my way, bro. You already shine enough. Let me get some shine. So, here he is. Paint apps on everything but his face are pretty good. And his face is not even bad. It's just there's really not any on there. But the transitioning between the different colors in the hair and stuff like that is pretty good. The toes, are the flesh color, and they all transition into the different orange and reds. So that's pretty cool. I mean, he's super hairy, but he's a Sasquatch. So I will most definitely be taking pictures like he is the Jack Link's Sasquatch, because I'm gonna make some custom beef jerky for him, and that's just is what it is. That's who I am. So that is the whole wave. Like I said, I'm hoping to be more impressed when I mess around with them. So far, like at first glance, I would give this wave like maybe like a 7, because a few of the figures I'm not very excited for. Some of the choices on accessories and maybe some articulation I'm not that excited for. But maybe once I mess around, that's my first initial score. I tend to score things lower because I don't want to say they're super awesome and then have to renege. So here is Sasquatch in scale with one of the figures. He's actually pretty giant. When I review him, I'll get an accurate size, but I want to say he's like at least 8 inches, maybe taller. So yeah, I mean, it's not a bad wave by any means. Some people may have more of a connection to some of these characters. Deadpool is like one of my favorite characters ever. So the fact that it is a Deadpool wave, I like love, and I would buy and support even if I hated all the figures, because I just want more Deadpool everything. I know some of you are sick of it, but I love it. I think I would have been way more excited, like I said, if this figure wasn't the HasCon exclusive, because you know, we'd already seen it. It's already been in hand. I already own it, and it would have just been like a whole new ball game if that wasn't the case. So, but I don't think the wave is bad or anything like that. I'm not saying that. I just I maybe too, like, I just got the lizard wave, and that thing is so awesome. Most of the figures, that maybe this feels a little bit different because of that. Also, I love Lizard and I love Spider-Man, so that could be a little bit different. Like I said, some of these characters I don't know much about or care to, but I do love action figures, so even if I don't know much about the figure, I can usually find a use for them and enjoy it, or I sell it to somebody who will enjoy it much more than myself. So here is a final lineup. Like I said, these are not good posing. I didn't go over much articulation or anything because it was just an unboxing for you guys. And this is the Deadpool wave. Legends has been getting out a lot of stuff, so I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you can get all the stuff that you want. I got Ghost Rider coming soon this week, thanks to a buddy. I'll go over some of the Lizard Wave stuff, and I got a bunch of Mezco stuff to review. So I will be back on, and I hope you guys enjoy. Have a wonderful evening, and happy hunting. Later, guys.